take your Australian visa application and visa grant seriously. Now, I've said this many times before, Australian visas are grants, they are not rights. The federal government is constitutionally allowed to make laws to decide who gets into Australia and who doesn't, and that is just what they do. Now, you have the right to apply for a visa from the Philippines, and the Department of Immigration and Border Protection has a right to make a decision and to enforce the laws surrounding those decisions. Now, whilst most of our clients who want a visa from the Philippines to Australia take the process seriously, there are those who seem to think they are almost in a shop where the customer is always right and they can simply order up their visa grant how they want. We spend a lot of our time telling applicants that it's not like that at all. You need a visa so you can be together in Australia. It's actually as simple as that. Now, no visa means she stays in the Philippines. Make a valid visa application that follows all the rules, meets all the criteria written in the migration regulations for that particular visa, and you can reasonably expect them to grant it. Then follow the rules that apply to that visa after it's granted, and you and your Filipino wife or fiance will get what you wanted all along. But if you break those rules, things can go wrong. Now, breaking rules, lying, leaving important information out, submitting bogus documents, we've had quite a number of articles over time on those topics, and I always hope I've made those points very clear. The article today is more about some of the lethargy and casual attitudes that exist in some visa clients. I don't really know why, but in some cases I think it comes down to those who are not fully committed, and it's mostly from the lady applicants. Now, I don't and can't get involved in clients' relationships, obviously. I'm mostly very impressed with how devoted our couples are to each other and to the visa process that will bring them together. Other times, we could swear the girl isn't that interested. And sometimes too it's probably due to the girl being young and a bit unsophisticated. Life in the province can be a bit simple and casual at times, but a provincial approach to a visa application can definitely cause problems. And the influence of older relatives with their own priorities can mess an application up well and truly. Now, what can go wrong with a visa application or a visa grant? Here are some of the things. Trying to help relatives. Now, one of the most troublesome issues in a partner application is when Filipina tries to get a sister, cousin, parent, etc. to basically tag along on the partner visa application, or wants them to get a work visa or something similar at the same time. This comes from a Filipino practice of sharing perceived good fortune with relatives, and often to pay back some sort of utang, which is a debt for past kindness basically, this way, but it won't work. Home and barangay matters getting in the way. Now, I can recall an Australian sponsor once saying he was annoyed because his fiancée had to organise some important and urgent visa paperwork, but she was cooking for the barangay fiesta. And I've heard of cases where housework or taking care of relatives' kids has been an excuse for not doing important things. Trying to get visa grants and first entry to Australia to match kids' schooling. Very common one. Rules about school enrolment and starting times, as well as finishing at the correct date at the end of the school year. This is all very important here in the Philippines. However, the department will never match a visa grant with school needs, and partner visas have very specific rules about when you must enter Australia. The school needs must come second. Now, missing family members. Now, my wife had her first trip after marriage to me, I think 3, possibly even 4 years after she arrived in Australia, and she was okay with that. We've had applicants with prospective marriage visas who wanted to spend more time back in the Philippines with their parents than with their fiancé in Australia. Now, how do you imagine that will look on the next application for an onshore partner visa when the girl's heart was obviously more with her parents than with her husband? Putting family members ahead of the Australian husband. Difficult to deal with if the girl has relatives putting pressure on her, especially in matters of money, but also in matters of helping relatives to get to Australia, as we mentioned before, or not wanting to give up grandchildren. Now, if you don't get this one right, your marriage is doomed to failure. There's no more polite way of putting it than that. The girl and her family will need to adjust to the reality of the new man and the new family, as well as to Australian ways. Now, look, you are migrating to Australia to build a new family. Don't mess it up. You're organising to migrate to another country, and that means a process with complex, strict and inflexible rules. You need to be prepared to work within these rules rather than expecting the rules to adjust to suit you. And you are also making probably the biggest step of your entire life. You are leaving your country and your culture, and you're heading to a new land where everything is very different, making a new life in a home you will share with your new husband. If your relationship is genuine and you truly love each other, you will build your life around him there in Australia and make your own family together. Your husband and your kids will be the focus of your life, and your parents and siblings will be far less so. If you bring kids with you, they will soon be Aussie kids, and this will be their new dad. And what a great life you will all have. Please don't do anything to mess it up. It's not worth it. Thank you. This video was brought to you by Down Under Visa, who specialise in visas for Australian Filipino couples. Please visit our website and complete a free visa assessment form. And please watch some of our other videos. Thank you.